Hi everyone and welcome for this tutorial how to paint a Necron Warrior in 15 minutes. For that I'm going to use canoptek alloy, some tesseract glow, some basilican grey and white from Procolor. Thanks to Maxirev, it's a French shop who give me the new paints from Games Workshop so I can use it. For that tutorial it's going to be very easy because I want to have something for beginner and that can be pretty interesting for the more experienced painter, because I'm going to create the same kind of tutorial to improve the level of these miniatures, and that will be released on my Patreon very soon. First, I primed all the miniatures in Mithril Silver from Army Painter, but you can use the same bomb from Games Workshop for sure. After that, I'm going to use the Basilican Grey as a contrast paint to make my first step. Take care when you use contrast paint, don't worry and use your brush to push a lot of color on your paint, so you can be sure that's going to go into the recesses and you are going to have your first shadow on all the miniatures. After that, I'm going to use for the first time the canoptek alloy from Games Workshop. This metallic is pretty interesting because it's very covering, so I'm come and I push my highlight on every edges with the side of my brush. And when I finish that, I'm going to try to push a little bit color on the different surfaces who take the more light. So the first step, you focus on the different edges, and after you push the color to this part to create your transition. As you can see, my color is not so much diluted, but I have a few color on my brush. Take care about that. Sometimes, a lot of times, we have too much color in your brush, and that's why we don't have any control of what we do. So take care about that, and step by step push your highlights everywhere. Don't hesitate to don't push on some parts. For example, on the shoulder you can see all the back is pretty dark, so I don't move and I let in that way. But as you can see right now on this shoulder, I push my highlights on the top of the shoulder just to show that the highlight is going to reach this part specifically. So don't hesitate, and after that I'm start to push with my white color from Procolor. On every part we are going to take some gloss, tesseract gloss on, because that's going to create my other source lightning effect. This effect, I just want to make sure that it seems like some energy come from this part, so I push white so the tesseract glow will be more effective when I put on this part. As you can see, I select the different surface I'm going to push the tesseract glow, but for example if you want to put only on the eyes, on the face and on the gun, you can. You just have to take care to have this white before pushing your tesseract glow. For sure, you can always remove some step if you think it's too complicated, to have something more simply. Again, it takes me only 15 minutes, but I have some experience, so that can take you a little bit more. But the more important things is for you to take pleasure to paint and to have something painted when you are going to start playing with. So now I push my tesseract glow in the same way than contrasts. I don't take care about the quantity. I push everything I want and everything I have in my brush directly on the different surfaces. So that's going to come into the recesses, and a little bit will stay on the point of white I push. So that's going to create the contrast directly, and I don't need to make it more on that part. Don't hesitate to ask in the comments zone if you have any question. I will answer as soon as possible. If you want to support me, just subscribe to my channel, push a small like, add a comment to give me your feedback. That's really important for me. And you can always follow me on Facebook and Instagram, so you can see the last miniatures I paint and probably the next tutorial you will have on my channel. And if you want, you can support me on Patreon and you can see directly how I improve these miniatures to have something more difficult to paint, but with more nice effects on the table. I really hope you enjoy this tutorial. The next week I will release the same things but with some ultramarine primaries. So here is the result when I push a little bit more. So you can see I create more transition between my different elements in green. I push some rust effects into the armor, and I make a little bit some better transition on the metallic parts. Thanks again for watching and see you soon for the next tutorial. Bye bye.